80,000, Jim, 90,000, got her, now 100,000, got her, now 110. It's all fair, guys. At 110, got her, now 120.
Still make a dream lot. Go over see Jim Pope and look at this one here. Ladies and gentlemen, I want you truthfully to feast your eyes on probably the finest, rarest vehicle in the sale this whole weekend. It is the 1968 Chevrolet Biscayne two-door sedan. It is the only one known to have dealer-installed L88 aluminum heads. The parts are original to the car and serial number to this car. 427, officially 425 horsepower, but I would bet you it's closer to 500 plus. One of just three existing today with that 427, 425 setup, the only one known with the L88 heads. It was owned by one owner most of its life in Ohio. A beautiful example here. This car has very, very well documented history from new. A fabulous example, very, very rare. The 1968 Chevrolet Biscayne 427 L88 head.
All right, one of the rarest cars today, 200,000 wear. And now, bit about, I'm going to get 200,000. Somebody raise your hand at 150,000, at 150 grand, at 150,000, 150,000. What you got? 140,000. Thank you. Now 150. Here we go. At 140. Now 150. At 140,000. Now 150. At 140 grand. 150. 150. 150. At 140,000. Right here. Now 150. At 140. Bid the bounty. 150,000. 150,000. At 140,000. Raise your hand at 150,000. 150,000. 150,000. At 140. 150. At 140. Bid the bound. 150. 150. 150. 150. Feel how rare is this car? 150. 140, 50?
Well, in fact, one was before was on a scale of 1 to 10 of 14. This is like about an 18. Again, only known example, or very, very few of these were equipped with the 427, 425 horse engines. This is the only one known to be dealer equipped with the L88 heads, and it is numbered to this car. This car doesn't have a lot of amenities to it. There's not a lot of padding. There's not a lot of accessories. It was built to do one thing, that's to go fast, fast, and fast.
What a rare car right here. 140, 150. 140, 150. Somebody do her. What's 141, I'll do that. Now 142, here we go. At 141, 142, at 142,000, 142, at 142, and bid about 142, at 141. Raise your hand at $142,000. Buddy, you're out at 142. Your man's out there at 141, 142, 142, 142. Cody's in. You're out, buddy. 142. All right, all in, all done. 142,000. Close the bidding at 141.
Right now, though, pay attention to what's on the auction block. Lot number F911 is the 1969 Chevrolet Camaro. Ladies and gentlemen, this is a real deal Copo car. Central office production order. 427 cubic inch. Officially rated at 435 horsepower. More apt to be closer to about 500. It has a beautiful example. This car has been fully restored and verified. It was purchased from a private owner in 1987. It has been stored in a private museum until then. It is fully documented with original paper, original protecto plate, has original drivetrain in the car, still on the original title. This is the only one known to exist in dusk blue with a blue interior. Ladies and gentlemen, the interest in this car is high because this car is so very special. Sorry about that. And Pete wants to say a few things about this.
This car has never, ever been offered for sale. The gentleman is a personal friend of mine. He used to always he treated it so good. I mean, it was in a, air-conditioned, heated building. Everything on this car is original. The shifter was bad when he started restoring it. He could have bought a new one, but no, he had the original one re-chromed. Everything on this car is how it came off the assembly line. It is a great car. I kind of twisted his arm. He brought it here. He was on the fence. He didn't know if he wanted to put it in. We finally convinced him to put it in. And Jack, I think this car should bring $250,000, $300,000. Let's hope it does, because I've convinced him. He's standing right here somewhere. Okay, there he is over there. So, Jack, let's see what it does.
Again, ladies and gentlemen, fully verified Copo 427. Ladies and gentlemen, this is the king of the hill. Let's sell it. Let's get this car sold. Let's set a record on this Copo car today.
I like it. I like it. 1969 Camaro. How much in money here?
This is again corporate office production order. Copo 427. Real deal, 100% verified, only example ever found in dusk blue. All the numbers are matching. I don't have that information.
All right, Michael. I'm starting this car on the money, and we will never be back. I have 200,000 bid. Who get 210? 210. A 10. He would get 10. He would get 210. 20. 210. 20. And a 20. Would get 20. Would get 210. 220. And a 20. Would get 20. Say 20. 210. 20. And a 30. And a 30. Would get 220. Would get 230. And a 40. 240. And a 40. Say 40. And a 40. Would get now 50. $250,000. Now 60, he would get 250, he would get $260,000. 250, now 5, he would get 250, he would get 255. Danny Withers, you're out. 255, 255, would get $255,000. Buddy's in, 250,000, would get 255, 255, 255,000. 250 to Banfield, now 5, he would get 255. 255,000, would get 5, he would get 5, would get 5, would get 5, would get Buddy's in at 250,000.
Again, ladies and gentlemen, this is the real deal, 100% numbers matching. Come up, I challenge you, come up and find a flaw in this car. It is absolute perfection. Bumper to bumper, top to bottom, inside and out, all the numbers are matching. This is just how the car left the factory. It has been 100% verified. This is the way you want to buy a car, not only for its performance, not only for the legend it was built in, but for the investment value in this vehicle. You cannot lose on this car.
Buddy's in at 250, 255. Anybody else want to play? 255, 250, and a 5. You have to get 255, but to get 5, 5, but to get 255, $255,000, and a 50, but to get 5, you have to get 2, but to get 255, 255, and a 5, 5, but to get 250, and a 5, you have to get 255. 255. Last and final call. 250 is the bid. And a 5. Here we get 5. We get 5. We get 5. We get 255. Anybody else want in at 255? 255. 255,000. A 5. Here we get 250. And a 5. And a 5. We get 5. We get 5. We get 255. Last and final call I have. Sold it Buddy's way for $250,000. Thank you.
Money. Look at how nice that body
Jim
is.
just sold the Corvette. We ran out of here earlier. Sold the Corvette. Nice job, Jim. Thank you. We're glad to have you here.
S549 is a 69 Camaro. It's an RS SS. It has the 396 cubic inch engine, but it is the 375 horsepower special engine. It's 4-speed. It's a body off frame restoration, power steering and brakes, wood grain console and dash, protector plate, tachometer, clock, and radio. What is important on this is that it's the rare 375 horsepower, but it's all documented. And up here we have the original owner's paperwork and the protector plate documenting that fact. It's a frame-off restoration, so that means underside looks as good as the top. It's a rare one. Not only is it 375 horsepower, it is a RSSS model, which makes it even rarer because you would find a lot of RS, but to have a RSSS with 375, and we tried to do some research, but the numbers way down in the handful of cars that had these options.
Guys, what a beautiful car. I'm a Camaro kind of guy, and that is a super, super nice one right there. I give 125,000. I give 125. 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 I give $100,000 for it. I give 100. I give 100. I give 100. Henry, is this right? I give 100. 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 I give 100,000. I give 100. I give 100. Who gives 75,000 for the car? 75,000. 75. I give 75. I give 75. I give 75,000. And I give 75. Mercy sakes alive. Pete, I got 40,000 right here, dead on a rock. Now 45, 45, I get 45. Now 50, say 50, we get 50, we get 50. Rice, we get 50,000. 50, now 55. 50, now 5, I get 5, I get 5, I get 5, I get 55. 50, now 55. 50, now 5, I get 5, I get 5, I get 5, I get 55,000. 50, now 55. 50, now 5, I get 5, I get 5, I get 5, I get 55. 50, now 55. 50, now 55. Guys, a $100,000 Camaro you're looking at right here, and it's way under the money. Get $55,000. 50, now 55, see 55, 55, I get 55, now 60,000, 60 right, we get 60, right, we get 60, now 65, see 65, I get 5, I get 5, I get 5, now 70, I get 70, we get 70, your man's out, Dallas, I get 70,000, 65, I get 70, 65, I get 70, we get 70, 65, 70, 65, I get 70, we get 70,000, 65, I get 70, 65, I get 70, we get 70,000, and I get 70, 65, I get 70. Henry, you want to tell us a little bit more about the car, please?
Well, I'd put it this way. Anybody else has an RSSS 375 horsepower 396 Camaro? I doubt it, but I mean, somewhere in the world there are a few left. But now you have one right here in front of you, and this car at one time sold for over $100,000. But I just think it's way below the market, and it's a bargain if you paid $100,000 for it.
65's bid, 70,000. 66 we have. Thank you, Pete. It's about time you did a little work. 66, now 67. 66, 67, 67. Dallas, it's right, 67. 67, right, we get 67. 67, now 68. I get 68, we get 68. I got 67 down the aisle. Now 68. 68, where you at, Pete? Your man's out. 68. 67, I get 68. 67, I give 8, we give 8, we give 8, we give 68. 67, I get 68. 67, I give 8, we give 8. Now 69, right, 69. 69. 70, I get 70, we get 70, we get 70, we get 70, I get 70, we get 70. Your reserve is off. Reserve is off. We're selling the car today. Give 70,000. 69, I'm gonna get 70. 69, I'm gonna get 70, we get 70, we get 70. I get 70,000, sir, we get 70. 69, I'm gonna get 70. 69, I'm gonna get 70, we get 70, we get 70. 69, 70. 69, 70, we get 70, we get 70. 69, I'm gonna get 70. 69, I'm gonna get 70, we get 70, we get 70.
Well
69, 70.
This car is well worth that. You won't find another one. The color's right. It's rotisserie. It's got the 2 rare options. Big block, 375 horsepower.
Wait. Okay. Look, we got a quick problem I got to fix here. I got 68,000 right here. You cannot beat 68,000, Dallas. I got 68,000 on the front row. I know it. That's what the problem was. We had 2 guys trying to both be 68. I got 68 right here. You got to be 69. You're out. 69, 68 with a good 9, 68 with a good 9, with a good 9, with a good 9, with a good 69, 68 with a good 69, 68 with a good 9, 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 with a good 69,000. Sir, you understand, we can't, 2 people can't be the same number. Give 69,000. 68 with a good 69, 68 with a good 9, with a good 9, with a good 9, with a good 69. Last call with a good 69. Sold, $68,000. Buyer number is?
Hit that car.
711. 711. Nice buy. Thank you, sir.
All right, folks, here comes, I just can't say enough about these cars. I've been so impressed with them. This is a 1951 Studebaker, but it's a salesman business coupe. From that back seat to the back of the car is the trunk. We looked at it today. I think it can fit about 6 people in the trunk. I have been doing this for 40 years. I have never, ever seen a business coupe like this. What it is also, the lines are, they're phenomenal. And it's got the bullet on the front of the Studebaker. It's a frame-off restoration, which means every bolt, every nut has been done on it. It was done by a Studebaker expert. I never drove it, but my people drove it, and they said even the clock works. Everything works on the car. It's the smoothest running. They drove it on the interstate, and even the clock works. I don't know what you could say about it except that it's the best one in the whole world. I've never seen another one, so I've got to believe it's the rarest one, but the best one in the whole world. Come up and look at it. You can't fault this one in any way.
I tell
and
you
that
what, folks,
trunk is amazing.
This is one of those cars that you never have an opportunity to see. Henry is right, and it is absolutely cool. If you want to own something that nobody else is going to have, here's your thing to buy right here. Look at 40,000. Look at 40. We get 40. We get 40. We get 40. We get 40. Look at 40. We get 40. We get 30,000. Look at 30. We get 30. We get 30. Look at 30,000 in where we get 30. Look at 30,000 in where we get 30. Look at 20,000. Get 20,000 in where we get 20. Say $10,000 for me, please. 10 right here. Now 15. 10. When I get 12, 5, 11. Now 12. When I get 12, when I get 12, when I get 12, when I get 12. 11, now 12. 11, when I get 12, when I get 12, when I get 12,000. Then when I get 12. 11, now 12. Now 13. 12, when I get 13. 12, when I get 13. When I get 14. 13, now 14. 13, when I get 14. Now 15. When I get 15. 16, PJ. When I get 16. When I get 16. 15, when I get 16. When I get 16. When I get 16. 16, 15 and a half. Now 16. Henry, go ahead.
What more would you ever want? You could take it to any show, win first place. It's the only one you'll ever see like this. I've never, ever, ever seen one, and I don't know if everybody looked at today, no one's ever seen one, and it's perfectly stock in every way, frame off. He put like $30,000 in the restoration of this Studebaker, and it is the rarest body Studebaker I think you'll ever see.
I got 16. You're out. 16. Now 5. 16. I'm on the money. 16.
All right, lot number 913, 1970 Plymouth. This is the Superbird. 440 cubic inch, 390 horsepower. V code with those triple deuce carburetors up there. 4-speed manual with a Hurst pistol grip shifter. Power steering, power brakes, vinyl interior. Show winner with many awards and trophies, many more to be won when you're the owner of this fabulous car. 25,000 miles, believed by the owner to be real. Pete, you want to say something about it?
This car was originally sold brand new in Baton Rouge, Louisiana. Hey! You're the only person here from Baton Rouge? Yes. Okay. Anyway, the car was found by an editor of Mopar Collector Guide. It was a little rag magazine in the early 70s, and he found it. He didn't have the money to send it, to have it restored, so he has since sold it, and someone has spent a lot of money on it. Well, we called the Mopar Collector Guide, and the guy that bought the car and found it in the early 70s, he still works there. And he was so excited. He kept me on the line for 1 hour talking about this car. And what he wants to do is, Mopar Collector Guide is now over 80,000 subscriptions, paid subscriptions, that gets delivered straight to the house. Now, when this car was found, in the little rag magazine they were starting, there was a pictorial about it, and it's a centerfold. Whoever buys this car, they want to come out to your home or your place of business, and they're going to do a whole feature on the car. Now, if you want to be mentioned in it, they would gladly do that. If not, you can just stand back, but they would like to do, since the car has not been seen since like the early 70s. Somebody has spent a lot of money on this car. It is number matching from the front to the back to the top to the bottom. Joey, let's go.
All right, let's go to work on this ride. We're going to sell this car, 250 wear at 250,000 and 250,000, $250,000 at 250,000. I'm going to give 250,000, $200,000. Let's go to work here. I'm going to give 200,000. What are y'all thinking? What you got? 200. Who give 150? I got $100,000. Let's go to work. 125 at 100 now. 125 and bid about 125. Hands up, bids in. Got 125, 150 at 125, 150. It's all fair at 125, 150. 140, 150. Here we go. At 150,000, 50,000, 50,000. It's all fair. 150,000, 140, 150,000, 140 to 150,000, 150,000. Everybody can bid. Anybody can bid. At 140, 150, 150, 150, 150, 150, 150. At 140, 150,000, 150,000, 150,000, 150,000. At 140. You want to do 145, sir? 145. At 140, 145, 145. Well, I'm on the front row at 140,000, 145 where? And buy a piece of history. This is history at 140, 145. You want to do her? 145,000, 145,000. I'm right here, 145, 145, 145,000.
Ladies and gentlemen, you heard Pete talk about this car. You want to see absolute perfection all weekend long. People have been wandering around it, looking at it. This is the real deal. V code, numbers matching, 390 horse, tri-power, 440 big block V8 engine. It is a car. This is the height of Mopar muscledom when you own this gorgeous, glorious vehicle.
140, 150, 140, 150, 145 where? At 145. At 140,000, 145. You want to do it at 140, 145. So you're going to bid of about 145,000, 145. I'm 140, 145. They're working on them up there in the VIP section at 140, 145. 145. You want to do her at 140, 145, 145, 145, 145. 145, to bid to buy 145 at 140, 145. What are you thinking here? At 140, you want to do 145. Anybody at 140 grand, 145. I'm on the front row at 100 down, 145, 145, 145. Let's button it up at 100 down, 145. Get her out at 140. Bid to buy 145. Anybody else? Thank you. Thank you. 140, it won't work, sir, but thank you for bidding on it. 175 buys it today.
All right, lot number.
Back up, hold on, back up to the Superbird, the 1970 Plymouth. We sold it. Sold it for $165,000 to buyer number 587. Sold it $165,000. Thank you.
Right now, lot number S915, 1966 Chevrolet Corvette with a lot of upgrades, starting with that LS3 V8 engine, rated at 525 horsepower, backed up by a 5-speed Tremec transmission. This gorgeous little car is featured with a Z06 power brakes. I believe it also has a suspension system from that same era. Polished undercarriage, red leather interior, power windows, power locks, power antenna, remote start, backup camera, all the amenities of a modern Corvette in vintage Corvette clothing. The 1966 Chevrolet Corvette.
Boys, you're not going to see a fine one here, but they get 200,000. They get two. 200 anywhere, they get 200 anywhere, they get 200,000. They get 200,000 anywhere, they get 200. They give 100 and a half. They give 100 and a half. They give 150 anywhere, they give 150. They give 150. They give 150. They give 150 anywhere, they give 150. They give 150. They give 150. Who'll be the first $100,000? You know what's going to bring north of that? 75. Thank you. 85. 75. They give 85,000 anywhere, they give 85. 75. Get 85. Get 85. Now 95. See 95. 95. 105. Get 105. 105. 115. They give 115. When they get 15, see 115. 115. 125. 125. Get 125. 115. When they get 25. They give 5. They give 5. They get 125. 115. When they get 125. 115. When they get 25. They get 25. 115. When they get 125. 115. When they get 125. They give 5. They give 5. Give 125,000. 115. When they get 125. 115. When they get 25. They give 125. They give 5. They give 5. They give 5. They give 125. They give 125. They give 100 and a quarter for this beautiful car. Phil, tell us a little bit more. 125.
525 horsepower. A beautiful build on this vehicle. As I said, it is virtually a brand new modern Corvette with vintage clothing on the outside, and it's also titled as a 66. So that even makes it better. Ladies and gentlemen, get up out of your seats. Really look at the quality build on this car.
115,000 is a bid. I'm gonna give 125. 115. I'm gonna give 125. 115. I'm gonna give 125. I'm gonna give 5. I'm gonna give 5. I'm gonna give 125. 115. I'm gonna give 125. 115. I'm gonna give 25. Wake up, Ty. I'm gonna give 125. 115. I'm gonna give 125. 115. I'm gonna give 125. I'm gonna give 125. 115. I'm gonna give 125. 125. I'm gonna give 5. I'm gonna give 5. I'm gonna give 125. Somebody put me in at 120, please. 120,000. 115. I'm gonna give 120. 115. I'm gonna give 20. I'm gonna give 20. I'm gonna give 20. I'm gonna give 120. 115. I'm gonna give 120. 115. I'm gonna give 20. I'm gonna give 20. Get it out. I'm gonna give 120. 115. I'm gonna give 120. 115. I'm gonna give 120. Anywhere I'm gonna give 120. I'm gonna give 120. I'm gonna give 120. 115. I'm gonna give 120. 115. I'm gonna give 120,000. I'm gonna give 120,000. 120,000. Close the bidding out at 115,000.
Look what's coming in right now. 1970 Plymouth. This is the Superbird V code, 440 cubic inch, 390 horsepower,
Zach.
triple carburation, 4-speed manual transmission with a pistol grip. Power steering, power brakes. You've got a black vinyl interior. Show winner with many awards and trophies. 25,000 miles, believed by the owner to be correct. Although it's exempt due to its age. It was recently filmed in the series The Astronaut Wives Club. It has the rally wheels. It has the tail on the back and the front end. Most important, V code, 440 cubic inch, 390 horse, triple carburation, 4-speed with a pistol grip shifter.
Wow, and look at this beautiful Superbird. And how much am I going to get for it here?
If you haven't paid attention, muscle is back.
Yes, indeed. And who give it about 250,000? 250,000. Start me in. What's your pleasure here? 250,000. 250. Start me in. How much? Who give 200,000? I got 100,000. Thank you. And now 200 at 100. Now 2. But to give 150 at 100. Bid to give 150,000 at 100 bid. Now 150. 100,000. Now 150. 150. But to give 125 at 100 bid to give 125,000. A 100,000 bid. Now 125. 100's the bid I'm asking for. $125,000 to do it here. 110. 120 at 110. Now 120. 120. Now 130 at 120 bid. Now 130. 130. 130. Give 130,000. 125. And now 130 at 125 and now 130, 130, now 5, 135 and now 140, 140, 135 bid now 140, 135,000 now 140, 140 give 140, 140 now 145 at 140 bid now 145 to 155 to give 145,000. 140 is a bid I'm asking for $145,000. A great car here for the money. 145,000. Do you want to do it at 140, 145, 145,000. 140 is a bid I'm asking for $145,000. Do you want to do it here? 140, 145, 140 is a bid I'm asking for $145,000. It's worth the money. 145, 140 to give 145, 145,000. Do you want to do it?
Ladies and gentlemen, I implore you, if you ever have an interest in owning the ultimate in muscle, this is it. It is a V-code car. The build plate is on the fender tag. Come up, look at it, verify it going through there. Get up out of your seats, look underneath this car. It's just as nice underneath as it is on top. Everything is right on this vehicle. It is a beautiful tri-power vehicle, triple carburation. Has a pistol grip, speeder, 4-speed shifter. Fault the car, you can't do it.
A once-in-a-lifetime opportunity right here, right now. 145,000. 140 the bid. $145,000 to do it at 140. Now 145. It's worth the money at 140. Now 145. Here it goes. 145. 142.5. 145. You have 145. 147.5, 145, and now 147.5, 145, and now 147.5, 147,500, it's worth it. 145, 147.5, 147,500. 147.5, and now 150, 150, 147.5, 150. The reserves off the cars for sale. 150,000. Get your hands in the air. Be a winner. Be a buyer. 150,000. 147.5 and now 150. $150,000. Do you want to do it? At 147.5 to 150. 150,000. Here goes. 147.5 to give 150 last chance. I want to give you every fair and ample opportunity. 150 and now 152.5. 150, 152.5. 150's a bid. I'm asking for $152,500. Do you want to do it? At 150 and now 152.5. 150 bid now 152.5. 5 to $152,500. Do you want to do it? 150's a bid, asking $152,500. 150, 152.5. 150's a bid, I'm asking for $152,500. It's worth every penny. 152.5, 152.5. Here it goes. 150, 152.5. Last chance. Here it goes. You sound like you're the high bidder or something. Oh, 152.5, last chance. Anybody else want to buy at $152,500? Do it. 150, we're going to give 152.5. $152,500. Yes or yes? 152,500. We're going to sell it. Sold it. $150,000. Sold it for $150,000. Sold another one. Sold them all here in Dakota.